Kip's Corner, welcome back. And if you're new, welcome. Thanks for joining me. I am continuing to work on my Once Upon a Time journal. And in this journal, I am doing, so I picked out, I think, 9 of the tags from Tracy's kit from Once Upon a Fairy Tale. And I've got a background paper that I'm using to create a page, which is the cover. It'll be the first page of each signature. So there'll be 9 signatures in this. And then I'll do the rest of the pages after these are done. So here is the cover. And I've got a couple done. I think some of these I've done on camera. This is one that I did, created a gatefold. I'm not going to untie it, but I'll show it to you later. And then Snow White, and she's got a glossy apple and Little Red Riding Hood and Cinderella, I think, and the dragon. And then that's all the further I've gotten. And the ones that I haven't done yet are Beauty and the Beast, Pinocchio, Rapunzel, and Dorothy. And so today I'm going to work on Dorothy. And then once I get each of these front pages, each of these front signature pages done, what I'll do is go in and select papers from my stash that go with that cover. So for example, this is a piece of handmade paper. I thought the color worked really well, and so I just happened upon it when I was working on something else. I stuck it in here so I didn't forget. But none of the rest of them have anything in them. I will put those together after I get each of these done. So the idea is that while the journal is a cohesive journal with the Once Upon a Fairy Tale theme, each signature is unique to that fairy tale. So I hope that makes sense. That's the idea anyway. And so I have an idea for Dorothy. It requires some paint. I've got 2 different pieces of paper here because I'm not sure which is going to work the best. This is another handmade paper, just in a white. It's got really nice texture to it. And then this is just a regular piece of pretty heavy watercolor paper. I suspect that the watercolor paper is going to work better, and the handmade paper might be too absorbent, too soft, and might not create the effect I'm looking for. But we're gonna play with both of them and see what happens. So what I'm gonna do is I've got a piece of this is just a piece of plastic from some packaging, and I've got a set of, let's try this one first. I've got a series of browns and yellows here in liquid acrylic. I have Prima Marketing liquid acrylic in true yellow. And then I've got golden high flow acrylic in yellow oxide. And then I've got more golden high flow acrylic in sepia. Then I've also got my walnut crystals dissolved, so that's walnut stain, and some water. So the idea is that what I want to do, and I'll just start, let's see, I was playing earlier. I'm going to go over to my paper, and I'm just going to take this and drop it down. And I'm not sure, I like that texture. I'm not sure that's what I want. So let's try it on here. Needs to be a little bit wet again. There we go. Let's see if I can do this without getting it all over me. Yeah, it's working on the watercolor paper much better. I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit more. So that was the yellow oxide. Let me scoot this over. Now we're going to do true yellow. All right, what I want to do, I've got these 3 now. And I'm going to rip them into pieces. So let me rip this. And up here. Okay. Let's rip this. Okay. It's a little bit of a weird rip, but, and this one, I'm just gonna get wet, which is probably what I should have done on the other ones. And we'll pull it apart. And I love that edge, but pull this apart here. Okay. Ooh, I really like this paper. So now I'm going to kind of crinkle this up. Just kind of smoosh these edges a little. Yep. Now let's dry it. All right, I'm thinking this one might look good on top of this one. Yep, I like that. So I want to scrunch up these edges. Let me get my distress tool. Let's see if I can find it here. Okay. Yeah. Crunch these edges up. There we go. And then I want to get some color on here, on the edges. So let's get some ink out. This is walnut stain. I'm not worried about the ends yet. I'll get to that later. I want to create the piece first. So far, so good. So those 2 pieces can go on top of each other. And now what I'm going to do, let's just rip that off. There we go. Okay, now what I'm going to do is put a little bit more. Let's see, let's go back to Dorothy. I want this to go on here, so I want a little bit of a darker color in the very, very back. So I could do something like this. But you see how the yellow here behind her is picked up here. Let's see, or I could put, what about a little bit of fabric? Let's get some fabric in there. Let's see. Oh, you know what would work? I've used this already, and I probably shouldn't use it again, but that's okay. A little bit of this ochre colored cheesecloth might be a good. Okay. We're getting there. Or actually, maybe it's on top. Here, let's try a little piece on top. Scissors. This might work. This is I don't even know what it's called. It's a really thin, it's like a tea bag paper. So let me tear some of that off. I'm gonna get rid of the, well, do I need to get rid of the edge? That's kind of wide there. Does that work? Yep, that's starting to work, I think. Let's see, let's play with this a little bit more. Let's put a little piece of this here. Let's see, let's bring this over. So we're going to go about here, and I've got sewing on it, so I'm going to have to do some snipping. I liked it horizontal more so than vertical, so I'll just snip here. Snip and rip. How's that? Snip and rip. Snip here. And let's see, let's try to keep some of that. And then let's, okay. No, I don't like that. That can come off. Does that work? Nope, still a little bit. Okay, that should work. Let's get some ink on the back of this. Oops, just so it's not so stark white right there. Let me grab this paper. I can kind of dump these out here. This is a mix match of stuff. Oh, what about a small washer? And perhaps, do we clip it? Do we clip it? No. What if this were lower and this were here? Ooh, I like that. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and sew around Dorothy. And then I'm going to cover my rust pieces here with some glossy accents to seal them. And then, ooh, I may put a brad on here too. Okay, and then I'll be back. So I'll be back. Okay, I've got, I sewed around Dorothy's tag. And now I've got my metal pieces here that are dry that I put a coat of glossy accents on, and that's to protect from the rust. So, and I did a couple extras just in case. So I need to decide now. Ooh, I like that. See, I need to decide now what I want to do and how I want to arrange this. It's got a chunk of glossy accents in it right there. Oh, that's actually not glossy accents. That looks like it's, there we go. Got it. I like that. And then what about just a brad somewhere. Just add that last little bit of something, something. Nope. Nope. I'll get it. Nope, I like the brad. Okay. So I'm going to start gluing things on now. And I know, what do the rusty pieces have to do with Dorothy? Nothing, unless maybe you're thinking about the Tin Man. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I just like the look. I think it goes with the tone or the mood of the piece. I'll say that. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Besides, how could I not put together, or how could I put together a journal and not have some rusty bits on it somewhere? I mean, that's just not me. Let's come over just a tiny bit. And I kind of want this bottom line here is what I'm trying to get sort of straight. Let me glue that little piece down. It's going to be in my way if I don't. All right. That's good. And I don't mind bulk and chunk inside of a journal. I just think that's actually kind of fun. I think it adds a little bit to, I'm going to go ahead and use fabric tack just so I have an extra minute to play around with this. I just don't have a problem with it. I just think it's fun. It does make some pages harder to write on, but if you have a writing board in your journal, you put it behind the page you're writing on, usually not a problem. And so that's why I don't mind a little bit of bulk inside the journal. It's just fun. Goes along with that kind of grungy style. Okay. Let's see. And where did I want her? I wanted her about right there. Yeah? Now, is she straight? No, she's not. Not bad. Not bad. I'm going to come up just a tiny bit. There we go. That's good. Actually, what I think I'm going to do is use collage medium from this container because it gives me that fine tip. And it should stick really well. It allows me to get that on here without getting too much ooze. I am putting plenty though. All the way down. Okay, let's try that. And I want that to be about right there. And I do have no, that's pretty good. A little bit of ooze going on there, not much though. That's where the silicone brush comes in handy. Just swipe it up. The other medium that I'll use to adhere metal is Glossy Accents. It works great. I think the collage medium dries just a little bit faster. Of the three between matte medium, matte gel medium, matte medium or matte gel medium, the collage medium and glossy accents. Glossy accents is, I think, the slowest of all of those to dry. All right. I see some glue right there that I didn't get. That's okay. All right, now I think I want to put a brad on here. actually, I really just want the brad top. Do I like that? Maybe, maybe not. Because I've got all this glued down to the page, a brad would go all the way through, and I really don't want to do that. But I kind of want that little circle on there. So I think what I'm going to do, let's see if we can get this chopped off. I think I'm going to try to cut this off. Oh, that came right off, no problem. And glue it down flat, perhaps. Do I like that? I kind of do. I kind of like the way that sets that off. Okay. Sure, let's glue it down. Let's see, a pair of tweezers might be a good thing here. I think I will clamp that one down because it will benefit from the extra pressure. Oh, here's a clamp right here. Yeah, it's sticking to my finger. Okay. That's not going to be big enough. Let's go with this one. This should work. I guess it doesn't matter if I open the book or not. There we go. Hopefully that'll dry nicely. These are good. Like I said, that's the one of the nice things about collage medium is it does dry pretty quickly. All right, I think that's good. There we go. Dorothy is done. So, whoops, that is not completely dry yet, so don't be messing with it. It is still drying. So basically we have the watercolor paper and the handmade paper that just got splatters of acrylic, liquid acrylic, watered down. I ended up covering up most of that, which is fine. And then I used some cheesecloth and sewed across it, put a little of this tea bag paper back here in the very, very back. Let that just kind of go and be as it may. Put Dorothy on a colored cardstock and then sewed around it. Got a little wonky over here, which is perfectly fine. Then added first off on the rusted pieces, I did cover them with a coating of glossy accents, and that just protects them, protects the rust. And then added them on with collage medium. So the jury's still out on whether or not that collage medium is going to be enough to hold these. I may clamp them down for a little while longer. I mean, it feels like it's going to hold, but yeah, I think overall I'm pleased with that one. And I like the way it looks like she's walking into the yellow brick road down here. So, and these are pieces, here's what it is. You know, she landed right after the tornado, and so there would have been debris all over. So these are going to be, we're going to call these debris from her house. How's that? That's the justification, as if I need one. Anyway, thanks for joining me. I really, really appreciate it. I'll be back. Bye-bye.